Okay, hello, and welcome to our weekly market outlook session for the week. Today being the 19th of June 2023. So we'll just review some instruments, look at the economic calendar for the week, and see what we could expect. So let's go first and look at the economic calendar. You'd see, so this week, at least the first few days, is actually quite quiet, no high impact news of any sort. Today is actually a bank holiday in the US, which is the Juneteenth day. So it's a bank holiday. And then on Tuesday, the market begins to kickstart properly. And then on Wednesday, we have some high impact news. The CPI reports by 7 a.m. from GBP, that's the Great British Pounds, and also at 3 p.m. Fed chairman would be testifying, so we'll have that as well. And then on Thursday is where we begin to have some red news, a lot of them. So we have the Swiss franc news, the GBP news. We also have some medium impacts FOMC member news, and then we also have some red news coming up by 3 p.m. on Wednesday. On Thursday, and then on Friday we have lots of Euro news, red impact high news, and then also red news from the US. So actually a normal week, nothing out of the blues, nothing extraordinary. So probably see markets still. So you'd probably notice that today some of the USD pair might lag a little bit. Probably we'll see if that is the case or not. Or we might see some sluggishness in some of the US pair, probably because of the bank holiday. Now, we'll jump over one of the pair I want to discuss or talk about is actually GBPUSD. So GBPUSD is one where, for some of you, you know that we've been talking about this one all the way back here when price was way down here. And I even sent this out to the Telegram channel that I'm anticipating price is going to come up and take up, clear this high. And you could see how after several long weeks, after several weeks, price eventually make that move. So some of us were able to capture this whole move, which is about 330 pips. Now, it wasn't just a 330 pips move because we got in at several areas. For instance, there were several entries as price moved and price continued to make higher highs. Now, price has delivered exactly to what we're expecting. Now, the question then is, what next for GU? Well, like most of you would know, I do not like to counter trend trade. So what that means basically is I like to trade in the direction of the trend. Now, my anticipation is that at some point we will see price begin to drop, right? Now, I'm not going to try and sell the drop. I'm not going to try and trade the drop. All I'll be waiting for is for an opportunity for price to give me an opportunity or a confirmation to buy. So I'm looking for buys, not looking for sell. Now, if you're someone who likes to counter trend trade and you have a style or a way you trade that, then well, what you can begin to do is look for that move back down. Now, I don't advise counter trend trading because I don't trade that, because the reason I don't counter trend trade is because, yes, you could expect that price may maybe want to make a pullback into the Fibonacci retracement area or into some previous order blocks or some imbalances. The challenge is price could very well just continue to go up. Imagine something like this where somebody might look at this and expect, oh, price is going to come down. Yeah, it came down. Again, you have the same thing. Now, imagine when price broke here. A lot of people will be looking at this and saying, okay, I think price was going to want to come back down here, right? And what do you think they'll be doing? Well, they'll try selling into this area. And what did price do? Price never got there, right? And so this is the reason why I like to trade in the direction of the trend, so that I can continue to follow the structure that price is showing as it makes its moves. And you can see price has been making higher highs and higher lows in this market, and we just had our most recent higher high, and so there's a good chance we could see a new higher low, and then we start looking to take out this high. But what I'm not going to do is to try and take maybe sell so that I can sell into this higher low or something like that. So what you can do, what you can watch for, remember, this is it's all about planning your trade and then looking for waiting for your plans and looking for executions of those plans. Now, going into this week and probably next week, if we see price come into any of these areas, so let's say price comes down here, or maybe even comes into this, what you call previous level of resistance that is now broken. If price comes into any of these areas, I will be interested in looking for buy opportunity. Remember, I'm not actually trying to sell into here. What I'm waiting for is if price decides to come here, I'll look for opportunity to buy and I'll be targeting these highs. If it breaks down, my target is this high, right? This high. But if price drops here, I'll look for buy to take it up to this point. I'll look for confirmation. If price breaks down even further, I would look for confirmation within this area to buy, and I'll still be taking this high. So as long as price does not take out this low here, so you see this low down here, as long as price does not close the day a day below it, we could anticipate that the market is still most likely bullish at some point. It's going to come back to this high. So the question now is, how do we look to play that? I would like to look for confirmation within here. If we find that, I'll buy. Or if price drops here and I find confirmation I like, I'll buy. And if it drops further, I'll probably wait for a structural shift to get involved in buying. So that's the outlook for GBPUSD, at least from my own perspective and what I'll be anticipating. For those of you who like to counter trend trade, well, you can wait for, you can probably begin to look for those sales if we begin to close below this daily low here, right? Now, that is not what I would advise, but yeah, I know some people who like to scalp, and then the way they look at the trend is quite different. So if we have a close below this low here, price could very easily come down here or even lower. Okay, so that's GBPUSD. Another pair we'll quickly look at is EURUSD. So EURUSD, I also talked about this one I think on the Telegram channel in one of our private Connect trading room classes. I made mention of the fact that, well, in this one, just like we predicted on GBPUSD, I expect price is probably coming up to this area. I mentioned this, that we would see this pair begin to move. There was basically, it wasn't based on the trend line, but this is where the structural shift. So we had a structural shift here, which in this case happened to be happen in the case of a trend line break. So we have a break of structure, and we're looking for this buy. Now, so for EURUSD, this one is more bullish. You remember, GBPUSD is bullish as well. EURUSD is also bullish. The difference is, while GBPUSD has hit its target and even run above it, EURUSD is yet to do so. Now, going into the week, I still expect that I still expect price to probably continue to make a move up to this, a run up to this liquidity at the top. Now, the question is how it might want to do that. Now, my answer would be, well, we could actually see price drop into some deeper areas or some other blocks or some imbalances, feel those imbalances, and then begin to move. Similar to GBPUSD, I'm not interested in looking for sell. I'm only interested in waiting for an opportunity to buy. So if we go down a little bit, and let's look at the 4-hour chart here, you see the 4-hour structure. You'll see that we have this area here, which I highlighted. I think that area is on the 1-hour chart. So let me even break that down. Yeah, so you'd see that we have this area which I've highlighted here, which essentially I would like to see, I would like to wait for buying opportunity within this red zone. Now, there's no guarantee that price will come back here, but if price drops into this region, I would look for confirmation to buy, and I'll be looking to target these highs and obviously the daily high, right? So I'm looking to follow this inside structure of the EURUSD for looking for buying opportunity. Let's say if price drops into this region, I'll look for opportunity to buy. If price doesn't drop into this region and I find confirmation, I'd also look for opportunity to buy on this one as well. So GBPUSD, I'm bullish. EURUSD, I'm bullish. But I'm more bullish on EURUSD because GBPUSD seems to have satisfied its initial target or its primary target, and it's now about rebalancing and accumulating more positions to probably go into the next high. Okay, so that's GBPUSD and EURUSD. Another pair I would also quickly touch on is USDCHF. So USDCHF is one I also quite like the look of it. So let me go to the daily chart here. So USDCHF has actually been very bearish, right? It's been bearish for quite some time, right? And we just recently broke bullish, right? Now, if you look at the, so let me show you the, let's look at the monthly charts. So you'd see that this market has been extremely bearish, right? And has been making lower lows and lower highs. And then if you look at the daily charts, it's also been the same thing, quite very bearish, making lower lows and lower highs, up until recently, where we actually began to make higher highs and higher lows, or basically a higher high. So price is making lower lows and lower highs up until this point, where price went from this low, right, from this high to this low, and then from this high to this low. Now, from this low, you can see how price has broken out its previous lower high and has now made a new higher high. So this is where we have the break of structure. And then we're anticipating that if this is the true structure, at least price is going to want to come back up toward this area. Now, the only downside to this is the market has been predominantly bearish, meaning that there's a good chance that price would want to continue bearish. But because of this, basically this BOS, or this break of structure here, there's a good chance that we would see price, we could begin to see price go and take out this high, because this is now the new higher high, and we're potentially looking for price to make a new higher low to then go up and make a new higher high. So from where price is now on this USDCHF, this is one player where I am actually currently looking for buying opportunity. I'm actually in a trade on this, looking for buys. Overall target is going to be this highs here. Obviously, I'll take partial profit as price begins to move my way. But USD CHF, price has broken structure, taking out previous highs, and has now made a new higher high. So let's see if price has found what you call supports to then change character or change structure to go over this high. So this is going to be my target for this trade, which I'm looking to get involved here. So USDCHF, GBPUSD, EURUSD, those are some of my favorite pairs right now, which I wanted to discuss with you guys. And I think I'll just take one more. So let's quickly look at gold, and then we'll call it a wrap. Remember that this is just the weekly market outlook. There's also the cutting-edge trading room classes for Tuesdays and Wednesdays, where we would most likely look at all instruments and look for analysis on them and look for tradable opportunities. So gold, XAUUSD, this one is bullish. Price has been bullish. Now you can see an area I've been interested in. I just have on my charts anticipating if price comes down here, I will look to buy. But I also know that there's no reason, there's no price doesn't really have to come down there, because this is going to be the primary target, this high here, because this market is very bullish. If price drops down here, I will be actively looking for buy opportunity. If price doesn't drop down here from where price is here, I actually took a small trade on this. I think that was on Wednesday last week from within here, a buy trade, which gave me some very good, nice profits. Because you could see how it seems we have kind of like a Y-cup accumulation schematic here, and this appeared to be the spring, and I was anticipating that I would see a push up above this high, but we've not seen that yet, which begins to tell me that we might see price drop down. Now, there are two things that could happen here. One is price could drop down into this red zone, for which I would then look for buying opportunity, or price could, begin to push up from this area, in which I would also look for buying opportunity to take it to this high. Now, so what I'll do is let's just zoom in a little bit and look at the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So if you look at the 1 hour time frame here, you would notice that we have this big aggressive movement on Thursday, where price essentially shifted structure on this time frame. Now, this in itself is quite interesting. And that's highly, there's a very big imbalance here. This is quite similar to EURUSD, right? There's a very big similarity between this and EURUSD. If price drops into this imbalance, this area here, I will look for confirmation to buy. right? So I'll be looking for confirmation to buy. If I find that confirmation, I'll buy. And if I don't find the confirmation, let's say price just slides through, and then I'll wait to see if maybe price gives us an entry on the low, on the daily, SND levels that are there. So on XAU USD, watch for opportunities to buy this pair within 1933.80 towards 192800. So anywhere within this region, if we get bullish confirmation, you could use that as a reason to buy. Make sure your stop loss not lower than, at least your stop loss just slightly lower than 192800, right? Because this is the, if price goes below this low, there's probably, if price closes below that low, at least on the 1 hour time frame, then there's a high chance it's not going to respect it, okay? So, but the anticipation is if price continues to drop and we drop into this zone, I would look for buying opportunity to take it back up, okay? Okay, so that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the class. Any questions you'd like me to quickly answer, just type that in the chat box below.